Good day, YouTubers. Welcome to another one of my unboxings. Today we have the big one, the Iron Man Mark VII Legendary Scale figure. I'm surprised this one has not been pushed back and arrived just on time. I know a lot of us has been waiting on this one and we're curious to see how it was going to turn out. So let's get started. This is my first legendary scale figure, and right out the gate, I was very surprised at this box. Although it's still big, what isn't as big as some of the other boxes I've had, such as the Apocalypse Premium format. This box measured in at 31 inches in length, 25 inches in height, and 26.5 inches in depth. So the size of it being so small, it might lead you to believe that it's broken down into a lot of pieces. There's going to be quite a bit of assembly, you can assume. And just like in traditional fashion of boxes this big, I'm just going to slide the brown shipper box off as I've already flipped it over. Next, we have the corner guards that I'm just going to carefully take off here. And I'm going to try and turn my head away right here. I'm a little camera shy, if you can't tell. So what we have is everything packaged down into 3 boxes and the instruction booklet pamphlet on top of it right there. I gotta say I'm impressed with the packaging here. The gold really pops up. It really stands out. Before we get into all the goodies, this is the instruction booklet that you find at the very top of everything. It's made out of a very nice material. The colors are actually very nice too. It's when you open it, you'll see there's some text here. It just pretty much it goes into detail of what this piece represents, what kind of a showpiece this is, and as well as showing the instructions step by step how to pretty much where each piece goes. And so let's move on to the moment of truth. Quality assurance, SideShow sticker up top there. And it looks like we have the upper torso portions and things related to it. Allow me to note that the box is lined with what seems like some silky fabric material to keep obviously any scratches and scuffs on the finish, which is a nice touch. I suppose it's a step up from the plastic bags that we're accustomed to in a lot of other collectibles. And something I noticed here, they added that on the bicep that they darkened the little edge in there, the edges in there. Those were not there on the prototype seen at Comic-Con last year. It's a little distracting. I understand why they did it. Next we have the torso. Let's pull this bad boy out. Immediately you're going to notice the bluish arc reactor that was also found on the life-sized Mark VII bust. Not too many people were happy about that, and honestly, I'm not too crazy about it on this either. It's just, I mean, the arc reactor is one of the most important parts of the Iron Man suit, and just having a frosted white and blue mixture is just it's not eye-catching, it's not show-stopping, and it certainly isn't indicative of a $2,000 piece, at least not in my opinion. We have the back pieces here, and as I also note that the inside of each of these add-ons, the back pieces, the thigh guards, etc., they're all felted on the inside to keep it from scratching the main body, obviously. Box number 2. Let's see. Yeah, it's with the exception of the head, pretty much the lower portions of the Iron Man suit. You have the thigh guards and also the rocket covers for his forearm. I hate to nitpick, but the gold on this, as I'm seeing on the helmet, it's not drawing me in like it did at the San Diego Comic-Con prototype last year. Last year, that looked like it was some serious alloy. This gold looks more like just a color than it does an alloy. Next, we have the legs. This is the heaviest part of the piece, this and the entire legendary scale figure. These legs alone, I believe, I mean, they definitely far outweigh the base or the torso. And yes, the center of gravity should be heavier at the bottom, especially for a piece this big. A lot of white powdery dust in this box. I think it's from the styrofoam that's wrapped up. Next we have are the rocket forearm covers and the thigh covers. Also, allow me to mention that these are all attached via magnets. They'll have magnets inside of them, and they will magnetize to each other too if you hold them too close to each other. We have the rib covers here, the pistons for the armpits, and this it looks like the power source, yeah, for the base. We have one box left, the last one to go, and I think we're pretty sure to assume that it's the base, if anything else. In my opinion, this base isn't eye-catching. It's not definitely not one of the stronger suits of this piece. It definitely is does not look like it's made out of an alloy or anything, nor does it look like it's constructed of multiple pieces. It's just one mold. As we flip it over here, it's not numbered like most limited runs. Everyone thinks this is an open run. We'll see, I guess. So finally, let's start putting this guy together. Um, Obviously, we're going to start with the feet first. Lights at the bottom, as you see there. 2 peg holes, and we got to make sure the terminals connect to the bottom of the foot. You see where those 2 prongs are sticking out. Those definitely have to line up. Everything has to line up. 4 points, pretty much. 2 points plus the 2 terminals, actually. Now that we have that firmly planted, next let's slide the torso onto the waist. It's just 1 peg with 2 terminals sticking out of it, and this is a tight squeeze right here. A little stressful too because you don't want to tip anything over. Also, blech, I'm on TV. Next, we've got the right arm. It's got a little bit of a peg, but it's more held in place by the magnet. As you do this, you're supposed to sandwich the arm piston in each arm. I'll show you that in a bit. This part's a bit sketchy. One of my terminals was just jutting out, actually dangling. I'll just pop that back into place and hope for the best. Again, this is a left arm this time. Make sure the magnet lines up. The peg is in there. It is held on a magnet, so be very careful before you let go. Make sure it is secure. Lastly, we have the of the main body part, we just have the head. I'm not going to plug in the power line just yet. Here's an image of the just original body, none of the accessories on. Here's the back side. Let's start putting on the back accessories on. Next, the shoulder pack attachment is easier to put on without the head, but it can be angled on as I am doing so here. Let's get some closer up shots of the finish on this piece. Obviously, the bigger the piece is, the more detail the sculptors and the designers they can squeeze out. That's why we always try to strive to get a bigger and bigger piece if we have the space for it. Iron Man is, I don't know if it's easy or hard to do because it's lifelike, but it's really comes down to the paint application. Um, Application aside, the color, it's to me it's a little off. At least on mine, it is. Maybe it isn't for some other people. Maybe it's even just my eyes. But the color just doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem like the movies that I've seen these past couple years is in my hands. There are some metallic flakes or pearlescent flakes that are in the paint of both the red and gold, but it still doesn't come off as a metallic or an alloy. It just looks like a color. The arc reactor is one of the most important centerpieces on every Iron Man suit. And to have a legendary scale figure that doesn't have any detail of it, of any sort, is a little disappointing to me, in my opinion. I wish they went a little further with that rather than just a blue and white frosted lens. Here is the piston that is supposed to attach between the arm assembly. There's a notch in there, and one more on the chest, and you have to be really careful because you don't want this piston um, being a wedge and not allow the magnet to catch. So be very, very careful about the assembly here. As for the head, there is a male plug. You can actually pull it out a little bit. You have extra slack, and you just plug it into the female plug up in the neck hole, and then just push the head and try to feed it back that cable back in. Now with everything plugged in, we can enjoy the lights. The eyes light up, the chest, the hands, and the feet. And this is when the piece really comes alive and gives you almost a wow factor to it. All of the discrepancies with the really, you know, lazy arc reactor, those dissipate because you are getting, what it's built to do. It's to light and power the suit up. All right, so the final roundup. The statue stands at about 39 inches tall. The base is round and it measures at 19 inches across. That's at the very, very bottom. It's kind of a cone shape, so the actual surface of it is only 18 inches across. The ship weight was pretty heavy. It was 60 pounds, I can imagine the box made up of maybe, I don't know, 3 to 5 pounds of that. Okay, of course, this is just a guesstimation, but it's a heavier piece. Make sure you have something sturdy if you plan on putting this on something with legs. In the final roundup, I honestly don't know how I truly feel about this piece. Overall, I do like it. If I were to nitpick and get real down into the nasty, I mean, there are imperfections. I'm not gonna go into them because everyone's gonna have theirs in some ways that are different from somebody else's. In that, I mean paint bleeding or bubbles, paint runoff, um, etc., etc., etc. My piece definitely came with its share of that. And I don't know what I'm asking for at $2,000. I don't know what I deserve at $2,000. Actually, after shipping $2,109, I don't know if, expecting perfection is too much to ask for. The paint is a little off, in my opinion, as well, in both the gold and the what's supposed to be red. Um, Initially, I had issues with the lights on the upper body. I eventually got them going, of course, but right now, if I breathe on this thing wrong, it'll flicker and shut off, and I have to, jiggle it in the right areas just to get it to go back on. I don't think I should be, having to deal with or put up with something like that for spending this kind of money. In my opinion, $2,100 is a lot of money. That's my opinion. Some other people might not think that. I mean, there's different classes of collecting for everyone. In the end, I don't know what my recommendation for this piece would be because the price factor is so up there. One, and two, how much of an Iron Man fan are you? How much do you love the Mark VII armor? Three, how authentic do you want your Iron Man suit to be? Because at this point, the most authentic paint, finish, and sculpt, might not even be there yet. There's no doubt it's a cool piece. It's very versatile. You get all the attachments to have different looks. The light up features are cool. I mean, even under the feet, that they didn't have to do that, but they did. The pose is also very cool. It's almost museum, but almost theatrical at the same time. Very menacing. He's a man you don't want to mess with. Sideshow still has this on their website with the low stock alert on, though that's been on for a long time, which has led a lot of people to speculate whether it is an open run or a limited run. Um, it retails for $19.99.99 and expect in excess of $100 for shipping on top of that. So there you have it, guys. I was hoping this was the end all Iron Man piece for me, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. I will be continuing the diecast Hall of Armor set after all. I hope this has helped anybody that's on the fence about it. I try to be as open minded as possible because there's just so many things to factor in with this piece. Again, my name is Cowboy Tsunami. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for watching. It has been a pleasure and a joy. Thanks for letting me do this. There's plenty of pieces that I have on the way. Sideshow is making a lot of money off of me. So I hope to see you guys again. Have a great day, guys.